Sliding up like his bitch. Live a lot like he was trying to die. He rep the set shit, but he tried to switch up on the game. Suda wood on money, it's too many O's to my name. Your money walking, but if you press B and hold my change. If it gets sticky, pick the ball. Long reach, I hit a fall. Lock me and touch them all. My killer sweet straight out the ball. She ain't part this chopper, biting this long. But I can watch who plot the pen I used to write for this song. Not really writing, but it's a Mr. My man. No choice but to evolve. Whole trap on timing. If we turn up, they dying. Something like Paris song. I really get violent. J hold a blade, get tapped by Iris. Therefore, sicky, cuz like hyphen. Go stand buying. Still my head, 791 lion. Watch it roar. And my pair set screeching. It'll drop your defense. I push a whip on cycle road. Bike was not too speedy. You would've thought that talk was easy till I caught you sleeping. He cannot spot the team and I'll put him in the box, believe me. Ari on my hands, these old niggas got no guts. 462s, Tyrannosaur told you hold up. Precision, I can hit the red dot on a gold duck. Slow down, slow up. Drink cold nap, I just woke up. Introduced to Erica the Blaine. Got a magma and a jump left connected through the flame. And it ain't losing damage when it's dancing in the rain. Nigga ass when the tournament, I can do anything. Many rings, I hold up the Z. Them obstacles turn obsolete. He obstacle, he obs to me. I'm monster moving rocket speed. Man, you would thought this Gen 4 how when peso move my monsters meet. Sandy shock, I lock my feet. Magnerize the block up the heat. Best about the time I round was just don't know it yet. If you run the set, clanger it's the 10. I swear they finna zap the cannon, but they'll probably miss them. Spot the opposition. Braylon, we going 286 them. 561 and 305 down to Texas, she did. 3-headed eye dragon.
Well, that was fast. I'm late because I fell asleep. Can you believe it? I was having a nice little time. It was like 8 o'clock. I was like, oh, I'll lay down for a second and then I'll stream. And then I fell asleep and then I got up and then I felt like doing a ooh, no stream tonight thingy. But then I'm like, I don't want to stream tomorrow. And the 2 days after that, I don't want to stream. So that means we are streaming. And after we finish streaming, my day's going to be over and I got to go back to sleep, I'm pretty sure. Unbelievable. So for a little groggy today, we're just going to have to get through it. Now, as the stream's starting soon, things still up. My goodness. I'm going to blame that on my tiredness, even though I do that every time. Yippee. Who's trending? Rosie? Who's that? Taylor Swift? Who's that? Perth versus Auckland? Or Adelaide? Or it's probably some cricket shit. We don't care about that. And Tiffany Stratton. We hate wrestling here. Heath is here. Heath has been doing a lot of things, I think. Watching OVA. Oh, we watched Gunbuster and Diebuster. And, his tweet made him seem like he was a little retarded. But then I checked the Mal, and he seems to just be throwing a temper tantrum because the great Momo died. So, maybe we can forgive that. Mr. R says, look at my digest. Well, you better link it again, bozo. And then maybe we will. Anyway, it's been so long. It's January 4th since we streamed last. Hold on, I also have to check my fucking, my VODs channel because I was deleting shit as we were going. Oh my god, for a second there I had an internal moment where I thought I doxed myself by typing out my own name. Kyle VODs, that's public, dipshit. I don't think I've been uploading. What the fuck? No, this isn't going to bring anything up, right? These Audacity files, these recycling bin files. How come there's no videos up, chat? So these two are the third, which means that one we can definitely put in the recycling bin. And then the fourth one there, we can definitely put in the recycling bin. We're geniuses. Geniuses we are. Then we want to go to the recycling bin. Then I didn't want to type that 4, and then I wanted to empty this too. So now we've got extra dextra space. Like super duper space. 21 subscribers. We're big on that channel. Back to the tweets for a second. Do I do Wrath of Cortex or Jack and Daxter next? Little did I know that by the time I'd stream next, I would have done both. Well, started Jack of Daxter, like I did today. What a video game. We have finished Wrath of Cortex. I bumped up its letterbox score from 3 stars to 3.5 stars. For the first 3 warp rooms, I was going to give it 4 stars. But then, it just falls off a little bit. It gets a little long in the tooth. What are we doing here? Why is this not loading? I haven't checked this in a while either. Did it copyright strike? My great Villain Saga tier list. Nearly 500 views, and we've gone up 2 subscribers. We'll catch a leader any day here. Apparently, Ivor's already dead. Nobody told me. So, Jarkey Bacon and Mia were both making fun of me for that. And we don't appreciate it, frankly. We've got our great Chainsaw Man chapter review that came out. I thought it was going to be a big one, but it's another small one, so what can you do about that? Also, that shitty Star Wars video we recorded 2 days ago, not uploaded yet on Elite RE's channel. I don't know why this idiot's slacking or something. He's nearly at 500 subscribers. We hate that. We don't need Twitch here anymore. Mr. R has linked his backlog thing. Now, I actually don't even remember what the fuck this is supposed to be. I guess it's 2024 in review, the year I played no games, so we'll see if I have absolutely anything to say about this. But we'll get to it in a second. Big 47 views on this reflecting video. We love it. We're going to do one every month now. Wrath of Cortex was indeed the answer. Halfway done with Netflix Bebop. It's happened for realsies, guys. Why didn't anybody tell me? I didn't say happening here. But I have since watched even another episode, and my goodness, do we just have so much to say when I finish Cowboy Bebop. Which should be soon, I think. Only 4 episodes left. I was gonna do one tonight. I don't know if I am now. And once you've got like 3 episodes left, well, you may as well spend the rest of the next day getting them through just so you can put them on your media checklist. It'll be my 10th thing, probably. This is crazy. I want to watch this stupid, this stupid Netflix, Tomb Raider show that's there, too. So that might be the next show we do. Also, Fallout is speaking to me at the moment, though if we open our great thingy here, now, is it updated? I think it is, yes, because Wrath of Cortex is blued out. Where's the TV show one? Films? No, this should be longer. Oh, I guess this is about the right length. Because right here, we'll move Bebop up. I don't want to do fucking shitty One Piece right away. The Romanovs I do have to finish, but I'm not, too excited to do that. Squid Game is whatever. I'm kind of motivated to do Blue-Eyed Samurai at the moment. Fallout I am. Lord of the Rings, not really. Oh, DuckTales, let's do it. And then this Lara Croft show. People don't seem to really like this Lara Croft show, but what the fuck do they know? This is also starting to get interesting. Because I will do Jack, then I will do Nitro Kart. But I'm starting to get a bit Crash platformed out. Though these are all exciting. Well, the top one and the bottom one are more exciting than Croc at the moment. And these we should get through. This is the whole point why we originally played through all these games, was to get to these stupid remakes in the 4th one. Beyond Good and Evil I just have on my shelf. That's an interesting one. Then we've got obviously the modern PlayStation games, the Sam Barlow games, etc., here. I also was on my backlog adding 1 million indie games that I've never played but heard of to my. I don't like that they have backlog and wish list, and I don't know which one I'm supposed to make my fucking watch list equivalent on backlogged. Now, obviously, backlogged is if you already own the game, and wish list is, but that doesn't matter. What are we doing here? We don't care about that distinction. But we'll talk about backlogged in a second. Is that all of Twitter? This week's... Oh, yeah, Leader also streamed our Chainsaw Man discussion and then just ended his stream right afterwards. What an idiot. Look at this. Bayonets before he's getting stitched up by Jarkey, apparently. I don't know if this is the lore between these two mons, but it's kind of funny. Then we watched Monsters, Inc. today. What a crazy great movie. We gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd, as we should have. And it's now our 9th thing on our thingy here. I also, since we last streamed, I also watched all the Family Guy Star Wars spoofs. I mentioned them a little bit in the yet to be uploaded Elite RE Star Wars thing. It's the first long-form Family Guy anything I've watched in 10 years or something, because the only other obviously you watch Family Guy when you're just a kid and you're just in front of the TV because you've got nothing better to do. But to go out of your way to watch Family Guy, unless literally it's a Netflix and chill show, I imagine not a lot of people do. Unless you're also an old person who's just watching TV all the time. So it was interesting. They were all relatively good. It's funny. In my head, like, Family Guy's, like, always funny, I think. But I maybe laughed out loud, like, 5 times in all 3 of these. I do still think it was funny most of the time. I would say, like, only, like, 20% of the jokes didn't land. Something that came... It's funny, they do the opening text scroll on all 3 of them. And it's funny how hit and miss the jokes in those were. It's also funny because this is from like 2007, and that opening crawl like reads exactly like a YouTube, like a 2010s, early 2010s YouTube video would. And it's funny that that sort of mindset existed even like before YouTube in a sense. Though obviously that's beginning to be formed on YouTube by the time 2007 rolls around. It's just funny. I think the last one was like the funniest one, but I feel like people like think this last one is like terrible and that the first one's good and the second one's okay. I don't know. And then Crash Team Racing, etc. Star Wars, boring. We hate Star Wars. And then that's it for the shitty tweets. Did you watch any of the Trixie YouTube Digest? Shut up, Heath. We're gonna get to that. Just call her Lara Croft. Laura Croft. Oh. I guess that sounds more British. What an actual embarrassment. Laura Croft sounds terrible. Lara Croft obviously sounds better. Family Guy is meant to be watched as cut-up TikToks. This is true. Or in Tyrone Magnus reaction videos, of course. Mr. R in 2024 played 54 video games. Can you believe it? Fist, Forged, and Touch Together. I don't like that this doesn't have a fucking trailer thing. Like, on Letterboxd and Mal, you can just bring up the trailer to look at something. Wait, no, I think I did hear something about this game, though it's from 2021. Like, I feel like I have seen, like, an IGN video review of this. Oh, no, it's like a Metroidvania, I'm guessing. I think I was unironically just then thinking of ARMS, which is a game I haven't thought of in a million years. It's a beat-em-up, I don't know. 7 out of 10. Helldivers, which is a game everybody loves. I think my brother played this for a little while. Got a, Helldivers 2 at least. Got a 9 out of 10. Quomp, this is a game I've heard of. Lara Croft Go, there was like a Hitman Go. I have no idea what those games play like. Oh, look, this is like 8-bit and stuff. 2021. Hold on, this could be cool. Let's see. Give me some gameplay on a fucking YouTube video, Google. What the fuck do you think I'm looking it up for? Oh my god, it's like Pong, but it's going to evolve or something. It's crazy. See, I told you I'm a genius. This seems really interesting. Lara Croft Go, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. How many is that, like a trilogy? No, look, they're all here. I once played Halo over a friend's house when I was like 8, and I hated it. I'd never played a first-person shooter before. And there was like vehicles, and it annoyed me, and I couldn't figure out how to move. So, you know, that game was bad. Lies of P, that's one of those shitty Souls games, but it's in Wizard of Oz or something. Well, I think this one is Pinocchio, but the next one's going to be Wizard of Oz. Spoiler. Master Chief Collection, we're just doing all the Halos here. Wait, which one got the highest score? Halo Reach, that's one people say they like. Halo Reach, I think in my head was Halo 3, but apparently they're different, and they both get 9s out of 10. Lords of the Fallen, that's a game that came out, like, at the very beginning of the PS4, I'm pretty sure. Cozy Marbles, that's like, is that the Twitch game? Look Digital. Now, see, this one looks kind of cool. Oh, no, is it like that silly Scrabble game that I've never played, but I see in movies? Remember that Soprano scene about Scrabble? Isn't that crazy? It is. I can't spell. Why would I like this game? Wait, he's making not words. No, that's crazy. That was game trailers, I think. What the fuck? That still exists? Inotria looks like erotica to me. Lost and Found, Skim, these are a bunch of indie games. Tactical Breach Wizards. Oh, it's a demo. Demos count. The art style looks cool. Soul Quest sounds like a Souls game. The great Halo 5, I'm sure, is great, but we're only getting a 4 out of 10 here. Celeste Classic. Are there different versions of Celeste? Did Celeste 2 did come out, did it? Huh, released in 2021. Now that's crazy on God. I've never played Celeste. I'm pretty sure it's a hard platformer, and I don't even like easy ones. Wait, there's normal Celeste. Anyway, Chained Together, that's a game streamers play in clips I see of them sometimes. Vampire Survivors, that's like that streamer game. Astrobot, that's that game I'm going to play. Heaven Crawler, I thought was Heavenly Controller for a second. Lily's Well, more like Animal Well. Elden Ring, more like Boring. Doom 2, that's like an old game. Pokemon Trading Game Rocket. I played that video game. That's one overlap. Lots of Dune here. I said Dune instead of Doom. Celeste DLC. Astrobot DLC. Jinduro. Looks first person. We don't like first person games here. And I guess that's the whole thing. No, you called her Laura when her name is Lara. Well, now I like Lara better, so I'm going to say that. My review of this list? Bad. Obviously, Halo 5 is the best one, because that's the one I remember coming out and having funny discourse. There was like a Halo TV show or something, right? Halo sucks. What a lame series. You know, Halo bad. That mouth-washing game I hear a lot about, that Indiana Jones game that I might play one day, that Metaphor game that I'm not completely putting out of playing. Marvel Rivals, I don't play multiplayer games. What are you, a big fucking loser? Oh, I'm not even logged in, and I don't think this has me saved. Does it? Am I not showing my password or something? Oh my goodness. Game of the Year is live. Vote for your favorite. Oh, I gotta have an opinion about this. Game of the Year. Are these people I'm following or just fucking randoms? Oh no, there's friends. Your Game of the Year. How do I fucking edit my entries? Add entry. Ugh. I don't want to vote for either of those. This is a terrible idea. Friends. Has Mr. R done his yet? Nope. Past Game of the Year. 2023, shitty Baldur's Gate. I'm sick of hearing about this shitty D&D game. And shitty Zelda sucks too. And so does shitty not turn-based Final Fantasy. And so does shitty Hi-Fi Rush. If the game was good, they wouldn't have got shut down. And shitty Elden Ring. And shitty Metroid. That was a new Nier game, that's crazy. Oh, we love this one though. Game of the Year, The Last of Us Part 2. This Outer Wilds game, there's like Outer Wilds and Intra Wilds, or another one that's Outer Worlds, and one of them's like this really cool meta game that everybody loves, and one of them's like an RPG thing, though I think they might both be an RPG thing, but I get them confused. 2014, we're going way back. The Last of Us Remastered, Lamau. Oh, crazy. Oh, I think, do I even want to go through all these fucking things I added? I do feel like in the previous days I was like, oh my god, we got a stream, I got so much to talk about. But in my 20 minutes of being awake before I went live, and in my stream document, none of it's there, so I don't remember anything. Now, how the fuck do I fucking wishlist this fucking shit? Look at all these great games that I saw that I remembered when I saw them. These two I'm actually going to play. This Void Stranger game Mia keeps talking about on Twitter. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll do it. Kentucky Route Zero has already seemed interesting. What Remains of Edith Finch, I like those walking simulators. Cuphead I would play. Disco Elysium seems vaguely interesting. The rest of them were kind of just interesting that I didn't want to forget about. So I added them. Now that's crazy. Now there's also this year in review. Now I think because of the way I use Letterboxd, this literally might not work because I don't like log shit. I just like say I've watched it. 2024 in review, but also this might be the everybody in review thing, I think. We're here to become human again. To become what we've all imagined more than a program to be. Life after... Shut up. Oh my god, that's... challenges? Let the white smoke rise, we have our winners, or in the... Oh, come on. I see. I was like, this isn't one of her quotes, but come on is. That's like the whole point of the movie. Highest rated film, women directors, true. World of cinema, let's see. Highest rated. What is it going to be? Is it going to be Shitty Dune or something? Hey, it's that Beaver movie. Based on 500 million ratings cast by our members in 2024, these are the highest rated films overall and in other categories. Shitty fucking Dune. Over the great challenges, this is despicable. I'm Still Here. Probably a shitty documentary or something. How to Make Million Before Grandma Dies. Wait, are these in different categories? No, I think these are just highest overall. Shitty Look Back. Shitty Haikyuu. Challenges isn't even on here. This is embarrassing. I would never be caught attributing this list. Video message straight to my heart. Oh my god, he got told he was winning Letterboxd. Wait, I saw an interview with this guy because I watched it after I watched Arrival and he seemed cool, so we won't shit on him too much. But his Shitty Dune movie we will, when we watch it. Everyone Dies and That's Fucked Up, Stephen King the Monkey. Oh, this is an ad. Genre winners. As the substance director says, genre always allows us to go outside of... Shut up. Dune 2, action adventure. Pathetic. Highest rated comedy, this Beavers movie that YMS won't shut up about. And The Great Honora that we're going to watch soon, okay? I promise. Highest rated drama, I'm Still Here. I've legitimately never heard of this movie. It's interesting. Or this grandma one. The Brutalist, I have that was in that Cineflix list. Dun dun dun. Nosferatu barely came out, but it's up here for horror. Crazy. Highest rated romance. Challenges is in 4th. What does Challenges have? Is there like push? I'm trying to find my mouse here. I'm trying to scroll down here, mouse. I don't know why you're lagging at the moment. I don't know why you're clicking shit that I'm not clicking. 3.9? That's crazy. I was assuming it had like a 4.2 at least. But we'll get to Honora, don't worry. Doom Part 2 in Sci-Fi, pathetic. The Great Sonic was in 3. Highest rated sport is Challenges. That doesn't even count. That's stupid. The Substance. Women directors. I've never heard of this one either. Or any of these, I don't think. Highest rated debut of a woman director. Oh no, is this still like the top 3 or something? Most popular. The best reward. Oh, Conclave. That was that movie I was going to go see until it was $40 a ticket. The World of Cinema. This is going to be international. We don't like international films this year. Asian film. Shitty Lookbacks in 2nd. The Count of Monte Cristo. Oh my god, that was an adaptation this year. That's big. Highest rated North American film. Where's the highest rated Great Australian film? Oh my god, there it is. Oceanic. Gross. I don't like any of these. South America. We're just going everywhere. Spotlight on that was something else. Category winners, highest rated animation, highest rated documentary, highest rated directorial debut, highest rated live action short, highest rated animated short, highest rated narrative miniseries. Miniseries? Can we react to any of these, Elite RE? The Shitty Penguin is here. Let's react to Samwell. Lovely Runner. Keep note of this, Elite RE. Highest rated documentary miniseries. Oh my god, the David Chase one, the Sopranos one is here. This is crazy. What documentary did I watch? I've already forgotten. There was some I watched though. Highest rated comedy special, my goodness. That would be very funny, whatever Letterboxd thinks was funny. I don't recognize any of these comedians. Highest rated TV movie or special, Shitty One Piss. We hate that. Shitty show. Highest rated musical documentary. Alright, this just keeps going on. The Kendrick Lamar concert is on Letterboxd. This is crazy. That's funny. I watched that one. Flashback to 2014. Oh, that's probably why 2014 was on the other one, because it was 10 years ago, right? Whiplash, Interstellar, Mummy, like is in with an O. Grand Budapest Hotel, something, Gone Girl, What We Do in the Shadows. These are all things. More ads. Most popular. I ain't going through any more of this. Letterboxd sucks. Alita Re is here. What a loser. It's not first person. Watch the trailer. Wild. I have. You don't follow me on Blacklogged. Well, now I have to find your account again. Hence why I don't show up. What do you think about the way they have a topic website thing for the Anything Else podcast? What does that even mean? What do you think about the way they have a topic website thing? Oh, that you can submit topics? That's weird. Cannot read and chat for 20 minutes challenge. Fuck chat. I hate chat. The trailer I referred to is for Junior, so since this, you'll read this block and forget with context. I didn't care, but now that it's right in front of me, I may as well. It looks weird. Oh my god, is it like a little stop motion thing or something? Certainly looks unique. Is there noise this? Did my mutant and unmuted pretty correctly? Oh my god. Well, it looks cool at least, and it is in fact not first person. Eliari, where's our Star Wars video? What the fuck are you doing? And where's CeeLo Pilled? CeeLo Pilled's been just doing so much on Letterboxd. He watched Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell 2, but only gave Ghost in the Shell 2 3.5 stars, so that's worrying. That might be the next movie I watch. And I guess I updated some things. We can look at it now because not by release date. How about you kill yourself? When added or when rated? Monsters Inc. here, 5 stars. The greatest movie of all time. The Great Monsters Inc. Whenever something happened on screen, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this a trillion times in my life. It's really funny though, because I think I've seen a lot of it because the DVD set I have, first of all, I didn't end up watching it because it was pretty low quality. So I had to switch over and watch it on Disney Plus, which was very saddening. But the DVD set I've had since I was like 4 years old. It does have like the 2 discs, so there was obviously a lot of bonus feature stuff. I'm pretty sure it had one of those like the game things they used to have on DVD bonus features. And I feel like in like documentaries it would be like, oh, the behind the scenes of this scene, and then they would play the scene like 3 times in the thing. And I think that's how a lot of specific moments, like I'm like, I have legitimately seen this like a trillion times. And I think that's why it resonates so much. But what a movie. I couldn't believe how short and quick it was. I remember them being with the Abominable Snowman for like 20 minutes as a kid. They're literally there for maybe 2.5 minutes, and then they're right back out. I also remember him being like a bad guy, which he's not at all. There were weird recalling things of like me remembering how I felt about certain scenes when I was literally like 4 and clearly didn't understand it, and it like really like invented my depression in a way where it would be like, what was it? I don't know, the tension, like when Randall's sidekick guy gets his lip sucked off or whatever. I remember feeling that like that was like the most terrifying thing of all time, and that he didn't deserve it as a kid. Which in the movie still doesn't really deserve it. It's obviously not, but like the point of the movie is that it's like funny. And I think every adult is like, oh, kids will think this is funny. But it's like has the exact, or at least on me, it had the exact opposite effect where it was like, this like probably set in motion of me and grounded like existential fear that I would like carry with me for the rest of my life. It's sort of like how I would engage with scary scenes is like archetyped by this scene, which would have been one of the first like movies I watched over and over again. I don't know, you think back to a kid and the things that worried you and how if they happened to you now, they wouldn't worry you at all. And sometimes I'm like, how would I stop my kids from feeling that way? And it's like, you really can't. And just no matter what, there's just going to be specific things like in their room that is going to like torment them forever. And they're going to be completely incidental to you, and they might even bring it up to you, and you're just going to be annoyed because you're busy, and it's like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, another thing like that is when Boo is in her room at the beginning, not at the end, and she's like, no, she's in Sully's room, and she's sleeping in her bed, because it's her bed now, fuck you, Sully, and she's like scared of the closet. And I remember watching it as a kid, not being afraid of closets because I didn't have like closets with a door. What am I, rich? There's like no room for anything to hide in there. Are you stupid? Also, I don't think I ever internalized that it was always the closet door. I thought it was literally just the room door, which is funny. And also, in my head, like the world of all the doors was like in a different dimension, not like literally just through the piping and like in the factory. Like if you think of like the establishing shot, you're like looking at the place where all the doors would be, which is funny. But also, this might be the most creative movie of all time. The doors concept, the scaring people for power concept, the little monster world they have, the monsters being scared of the kids, what a great idea. All these things, etc., etc. I was talking about the closet scene, but I remember that scene, like me inferring that Boo was scared, then made me scared of that closet. And I remember, because obviously I didn't have a closet, but I remember being like 14 and staying in a hotel for like 2 nights or something when we went somewhere. And it did have like a walk-in closet. Now I think it had a walk-in bathroom. And I was like, oh. I remember because it's like the exact same positioning of that room in Monsters Inc. And I remember that being like scary or something. And I'm like, oh. And I don't think at the time I was like, oh, this is because of Monsters Inc. But obviously it was. And it's like just a subconscious thing. It sticks with you forever. So anyway, it's immoral to bring children into this world. You're just going to torment them, and then they're going to be depressed, and then they're going to want to kill themselves. Oh, anyway, Monsters Inc. What a movie. Trying to make a thumbnail. A likely excuse. No rush since the next one is a while away. It is a rush, goddammit. I need viewership. Mr. R is linking his backlogged again so he can be his best friend. And here's my game of the year. It's going to be Astrobot. Gee, I'm a genius. Am I following anybody on this app? I'm probably like following Miller or something. Games, activity, review. Friends. Does that mean following? Yep, Miller, Kraftsdorf, and now Mr. R. Now that's crazy on God. Astrobot, 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 Astrobot. Oh no, shitty fucking Elden Rings here too. Lame. Helldivers, best multiplayer. And that game we were just looking at. Should have had Toomba. Oh my god, spoilers. Toomba isn't one of the Astrobot little guys. Which is funny, because that is a relatively popular thing. And I feel like there's lots of not popular things in Astrobot that I've seen. Oh, I'm yawning. Also, Steve Buscemi is Randall, and I don't think I ever realized that, which is very funny. Oh my god, his most popular movie is Pulp... Wait, what is he in Pulp Fiction? I was automatically just going to say that was Reservoir Dogs. But obviously, Steve Buscemi's best roles are in Boardwalk Empire, where he's the main character, and The Sopranos Season 5, where he's the secondary main character. Monster House, remember that movie? I remember that movie. Are we going to rewatch that one next? 2006, that seems about right. Crazy. There's no way that's quite as good as The Great Monsters Inc., I would say. Oh my god, this girl, and they were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend by the end? I feel like that's another, like, establishing thing in my brain. Also, I'm like, Boo is very cute. I watched this when I was very young. Is this why we're aborting all of our male children? That was another thought I had, subconsciously. What the fuck? He has to be, like, way down here. I don't remember Steve Buscemi in Pulp Fiction at all. I don't see him. As Buddy Holly. I don't know. One of my stream notes things is, because Alita E had never seen a Quentin Tarantino movie until he watched Jackie Brown, and then he didn't like it because he's got like sub 3 IQ. We understand these things. He has terrible taste in movies. I think he's seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something, he says, and he just doesn't like it because of the dog. Annoying. But then I thought of something even more annoying. Is that, like, Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2 are, like, the most elite RE movies of all time. And he absolutely should watch them, and he would like them. Even though they're obviously the worst and the most boringest Quentin Tarantino movies of all time. Did we even give him a rating? I don't think I do on here. But let's do the tier list again. Obviously, number 1 is Jackie Brown, the 3rd or 4th greatest movie of all time. Though we did just rewatch Monsters, Inc. Number 2 is The Hateful Eight, the greatest movie of all time. Number 3 is Inglourious Basterds, the greatest movie of all time. Then number 4, 5, and 6 is like Hollywood and Django and Reservoir Dogs, all really great. Then, Death Proof is also great. I don't know why people shit talk it. And then we got, like, Pulp Fiction, whatever, kind of boring. Like, boring, not even that good, lame, overrated. And then shitty Kill Bill at the bottom. You like action scenes with shitty swords? Yeah. Go somewhere else, pussy. Oh, he did a little anime thing. Isn't that cool? No, it's not cool. I hate anime. Anyway. I did clean out. I am continuing to clear out this silly watch list. I honestly don't know what exactly is next. I do kind of want to watch this Stewie thingy, because apparently this was originally a direct-to-DVD movie before they made it into the TV show. Because I don't think I just want to start watching Family Guy episodes, though I am curious because of my recent thing, and I do remember this episode where Stewie meets grown-up Stewie. I remember it being funny. There is these anime movies like Vampire Hunter D and Akira and what's the other one? And Ninja Scroll and shit that I could watch. Those are also short, so... We're also almost certainly watching Nosferatu and with Elite RE, and we'll see what else. So I don't think anything down here is really speaking to me at the moment. At some point there was... I did want to do 2001 at some point, but I think that moment has passed. We'll get back to it eventually. Other than that... Oh, and there are the Anno movies. Those are pretty high on the agenda. Anyway, is that enough out of this letterbox nonsense? Look at these shitty Star Wars 4 stars. We hate Star Wars here. I guess the audience doesn't know what I gave him, huh? Unless you were checking my letterbox. Because, I only shared him with Elite RE. Elite RE's got his shitty backlog that he wants me to follow. Jesus Christ. Bunch of needy fans I got now. My goodness. Elite RE is a fan, of course. My top 10 all-time, shitty multiplayer game, shitty multiplayer game, shitty multiplayer game, shitty multiplayer game, shitty license thingy, shitty multiplayer game, shitty multiplayer game, not the good Star Wars Battlefront, of course the one before this is much better, shitty Star Wars game, shitty VR game, never played VR in my life. Now... maybe that's the content that people want us to do when we get to Leary. How do I follow this fucking moron? Oh, there's a follow button. Played in 2025, 0. Embarrassing. Lists, 0. Embarrassing. Oh no, top 10 all time. Wait, now we're doing top 10 list of all time, How do I make a list? Sort by something, create list. Somehow I feel like I've done this before. Do I have any lists? No, I think I just literally clicked on it and saw none. Click P, you fucking piece of shit. Oh my god, there it is. Oh my god, the next Pokemon episode I have to watch is the Totodile introduction one. I can't wait. Public. Oh, ranked. Mode grid. Default sorting user order. Obviously. Top 10 favorite video games. Oh. I just realized. We could do top 10 lists on secondary ENT like we did with our song lists. We could just do top 10 games, top 10 movies, top 10 everything. That'd be a good idea, right? We'd do it in a PowerPoint form. Because part of me is oh, I kind of want to do top 10 characters as an actual video. But I'm never going to do that. So I may as well do a secondary ENT one. Plus that changes all the time. So I could just do it again in a year if I want to delude myself into thinking we would do that. Then do I not want to do this on stream? So we put the last... Why is it not like order? There we go. I have to put the shitty first Last of Us on this list. Cringe. Last of Us Part 2. Then we've got Uncharted 4. Now that's a video game. Then we've got... Well, you probably have to put Lost Legacy on the list, right? Wait, let's ignore... You do have to put The Last of Us. It really, truly is entirely outclassed by the second game, and the second game does make it look bad in comparison. Like, the world just feels, like, so unfleshed out, and all the bad guys feel so bad after you've dealt with, like, Abby and... Even the Seraphites, because at least they're, like, interesting evil bad guys, rather than... Jak and Daxter obviously has to be on here. Then we've got... We'll just put Capsule Monsters on here. Hey, I'm trying to fucking type here. But then which Pokemon games do we put on here? Am I sticking by Emerald? I guess I am. And then... Like, there has to be another one. Do I put XD Gale of Darkness on here? Do I put Platinum on here? Do I put Scarlet on here? Do I man the fuck up and put Sword on here? Because what a great video game. There's no Gen 1 game that would even qualify. There's no Gen 2 game that would even qualify. There's no Gen 4. No, Black and White 2. White 2 is pretty good. Black and White 2, whatever that is. Why does it not come up with Pokemon? Because it's probably Black and White. Oh no, White 2 version. And then XD. I don't remember which one I played. I feel like it was White 2. Okay, we'll just keep XD. And then, what, Far Cry 4? Like, I feel like in the past, I'd probably put, like, Horizon on this list. But I have no confidence in Horizon being good. Let's just put Lost Legacy on. I should really just... I should confer my... with this. How the fuck do you find your goddamn fucking video games on this fucking shitty website? Where's users rating? I'm the user, you fucking idiot. Arceus, Obra Dinn. Oh, Crash of the Titans should probably be on there, huh? It's those first 20 there. Obra Dinn is a great game. Can you start searching, you fucking idiot? There's 3 versions of it because they're all probably from the different console releases. I hope that was the PS2 one. Well, that's that for now. Maybe I'll rethink it and reshape it, and then maybe we'll do these top 10 list ideas. It's not in order either. But it was supposed to be. I don't know how to make nonsense lists on this nonsense website, frankly. Anyway. I was dealing with appliances being fitted. What does that mean? Did Carl look at my game of the year yet? Oh, yes. We saw Astrobot and Helldivers and shitty Elden Ring. And that game that we looked up, this one, was also on there. Now, I do have vague videos to go over. There's... What is this top one, before I forget? Oh my god, Aliari, I had one of those moments today when I had a thesis for a video and then I watched an author interview and it just like, oh, they just said exactly what I'd been saying and I was like, oh, this is great. This. Oh, I watched all of this video, which was cool. This was about like the Toys for Bob studio and it was literally just kind of like a documentary on them by Did You Know Gaming that ends with them getting like made into a Call of Duty studio, and then they kind of split off by themselves, which was funny. This video is good. I don't know why I put it in the stream document because I can't really remember anything. I did watch a bunch of these videos, mostly Pokemon and Crash videos. Did You Know Gaming is very good. Who knew? Hey, why I'm on the second channel? This is why we're not getting the quality recommendations we deserve. Oh, I did get the final evolution of the I want wings joke, where it also merged with the translation joke. Whereas like the translation I want wings isn't quite right. In the Japanese version, he says I want 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7. Who orders? Is this an American thing where you like order by the number on the menu or whatever? Because I feel like I hear that in movies, but I've never seen somebody actually do that in real life. But anyway, I understand the joke. It's also playing off the thing where comments will often say that translations aren't exactly right, and so it's kind of funny. Kind of funny. I've been watching a lot of those idiots recently. In fact, the last 2 days it's been basically all my background noise. Did they do anything interesting? Oh, they went over this Rolling Stone list of like the top 50 video games of all time. That was cute. I like that. It's also interesting that if you go to videos on this channel, there's like nothing, even though these are right here. But it's like just a splitter splatter of things that they actually uploaded, and their whole channel is in the live section. By the way they do it, and it's actually like really good, and their views are also like relatively like are what they would be if it just got re-uploaded. It's funny. But this top 50 list is cute. Rolling Stone did a top 50 games of all time. Spoiler alert: Breath of the Wild was number 1, which was crazy. Now, I had already assumed Ocarina of Time was going to be number 1, but then Breath of the Wild was, so that was a little crazy. Look, there it is. They put shitty gold and silver on for the Pokemon representation. That was terrible. They put Last of Us Part 1 at number 5 rather than Last of Us Part 2. That was really bad. I think Tetris or something was number 2. GTA 5, I think, was number 3, etc., etc. But this was cute. Anyway. Kind of funny he's doing shit. It's their 10 years. Look at their cute new logo. Stream document. As brought up earlier by Heath, I believe, Trixie the Golden Witch, formerly Digibro, straight up mogged me and made this video. If you remember, her video back in the day on the top 10 video essays of 2015 is what I ripped and stole so I could make my top 10 list of 2021, and then she just comes back, top 25 YouTube videos of 2024, but it's actually like a top 150, and it's like a great format that I obviously should have been planning to do if I was ever planning to do this shit ever again. But going through everything, and she went through like, a bunch of music videos and then a bunch of cultural philosophy, we call it, where it's just like vague art shit. Then we've got film and culture. Also, there's like 2 videos on this entire list I've even heard of. And a lot of these videos have massive views, and it's just a reassurance that even though I watched like 300 videos last year, I have no idea what's going on in this video essay space. And then we got miscellaneous culture, and then it'll get to video game culture, and then it'll get to manga and anime culture. Oh my god, Steve'm's here. Oh my god, that's one of the videos we watched. So this was interesting to listen to. I am only like halfway through it, because now that we're off that stuff, it's like, oh, we're on a bunch of random shit. I think I'm on this part. But then it'll get into the top 25, and then I should actually be interested again, maybe. It's interesting that she seems very easily convincible. Like, every video she'll watch is like a video I would probably go in with a lot of skepticism. Because I very much don't want everything I know about a subject to be hinged on a YouTube video and then for me to, like, speak authoritatively on it or anything like that, which she will just do, which is very funny. And it kind of makes you reflect about, oh, that's kind of what she's been doing the whole time. Though I do like the way she usually narrativizes, like, trends she will notice. But it is, like, to the individual things, it's obviously not good. Which is funny, because that's exactly why Elite RE said he was never watching any of her videos again, because she did exactly that to Mushoku Tensei. But, like, that's, like, the positive aspect of it. That's, like, the good thing, where it's just like, oh, everything, she has an opinion on everything, and usually only the broad statements are interesting and good. And that's always been, like, the Digibro Trixie thing. But yeah, this was very funny. When I saw this uploaded, it was crazy. And, like, last time, we also had that top 10 list that I was like, oh my goodness, I'm just getting destroyed out here. I have not been keeping a one of these, I don't think. I think I made one, but I haven't, like, there might be one video in it. Or there might not even be. Oh, are we not going to open today? Are we just waiting for me to kill myself? Because I'm going to fucking do it. Oh, it is pretending like it opened it. Wait, did I just click on the potential consumption list? No, I did. This one. Yeah, there's nothing in it. And I think I've watched some videos. I don't know. I feel like this is just a better format to talk about them on stream if they ever come up. Which they really haven't, because I don't think we've really talked about any video essays. Because the only other one I have here is this Todd in the Shadows top 10. They make the best top 10 lists. They're great. But I think this came towards the back end of last year. Though the best list will be coming out soon, which I'm very interested in, because I was vaguely paying attention to pop music for, like, the second half of the year last year. But all this was very funny. It was a bunch of, like, country songs, and then Jack Harlow and the Ben Shapiro song that charted. What was number one? Oh, the Kanye song. This is funny, because Trixie also said this. I remember her tweet about this Kanye song, about how it's the worst song she's ever heard in her life. Look at the spikes of the viewership here, without any timestamps. This is epic. Machine Gun Kelly's on here. It's cute. But he also, and I think I've talked about these particular lists before, where it's, they're, like, subversive. Not in the selections, but in how he's going to lead you up. Like, he's going to introduce, like, number 10, and then he's going to start talking vaguely about, like, a thing. And it's, like, setting you up to think the song is going to be this thing, but the subversion is, that song's bad, but this song is in this same category, but is worse. And it's, like, it's just, like, so clever. And I think I called it a few times. Like, I can't remember what number 10 is. Oh, yes, he obviously starts talking about the...
on this list.
Drake Kendrick stuff. And then it's like, oh, because he immediately started talking about Drake, I realized it's not going to be any of the Drake songs. It's not even going to be the AI Drake song, which would be very beneficial to Virtue. Was bad. Obviously, he's going in the J. Cole direction, because J. Cole is down.
I doubt you could say there was a person who had a worse year in music or in any field in 2024 as Drake, getting utterly KO'd by Kendrick Lamar in their epic beef this year. But Drake will not be appearing on
this doesn't sound cool. I swear he's
because
cool.
his actual release singles were at least passable, leaving his most humiliating misses for chart-ineligible social media or now the American legal system.
It's funny, all right? That was just a bad segment. But anyway, I had some notes about this video. The Drake thing that I just said, the structuring of the list and introducing a fake out, it's not it, but maybe it is. I love the misdirection. There's also, like, the epitome of top 10 lists being, oh, this is also the epitome of top 10 lists being 10 mini videos, which is something I did with that top 10 Attack on Titan moments video. It's also like a waste, bro. Just make 10 mini videos. What are we doing here? But he also had already made videos about some of those songs. Transitions between placements. Oh my god, and the little... These are so cool. When are we transitioning to the next one?
Since he was smart enough to take the L racially, which
about
is a lesson for all. 4 years.
He always has these, like, mashup edits
Fall off on the way, nigga.
between songs, and it'll have, like, it's just so hype because you know all the references, and it's like, oh, is this like an what do you call it? Not an indoctrination of these songs. Is this saying these songs are good or saying these songs are... It's just like a mix.
I am not okay.
Number 9.
I think this year it was actually just this one.
I've noticed that I have...
And it was just that clip every time. But it's always like so good. I love that shit. It's a very old YouTubey thing. He does feel like a very old YouTubey. Like he is a nostalgic type channel that has survived somehow, remained relevant, and gotten like good with the times. It's interesting. It's funny that these lists, I look forward to the top lists more. Oh, it is true. Like, I'm more interested in the top list rather than the worst list. When I'm pretty sure the worst list gets more... Because it's better clickbait to say, like, oh, this song that people widely like and is very popular is bad. And then here's 10 of them. It's interesting. That reminds me, we've also got to talk about the Jarkey Bacon podcast. Somebody tell Jarkey Bacon to skip to this timestamp. Let me check out chat real quick to see if anybody's saying anything. It's so good when you're in a non-English speaking country and you use your fingers to show the number for the meal. Nobody cares about being in non-English countries, Aliari. Stop flexing, you're annoying me. Now, is that why they do it? It's kind of interesting. Jarkey Bacon makes shitty podcasts for a living. Actually, they're not shitty. There's lots of effort that goes into them. Now, I've watched this one. Now, I've been meaning to watch these for literally like 4 years. And Bacon's made fun of me. He's embarrassed me. He's teased me. He's bullied me for not watching them. And now I have watched these two. I did probably my last closing shifts for my job. Because I'm probably only going to be doing mornings and a lot of them, chat. You know, I want to kill myself. How did this happen? And I spent most of one of them listening to this. These are cool. There's like, how about you start loading, you piece of shit? It's funny how they've iterated each time. Where I'm going to show you what this first one looks like. Where it's just them at this desk here. You know what's really trippy and something that I extremely don't like? Is that I'll listen to this. And, like, part of my subconscious will be like, oh, I should, go, like, tab over and talk to Jarkey Bacon about this. But it's like, because I think this is happening, like, contemporaneously. But this actually happened. Now, this is being generous and saying 2 years ago. But that was the uploading. But this was recorded at the end of 2021. Oh my god, he got this one out so quick. This is like, oh my goodness. Jarkey Bacon's so smart and good. It didn't happen with these other ones, I'll tell you what. But it's like, it'll make me kill myself if I think about it too long. That like, oh my god, no, this is actually from like 4 years ago. Like, kill yourself. And I'm like, okay, I will. Because I get this feeling a lot, especially when I watch like old podcast things, where it's like, podcasts shouldn't be old enough to be like 5 years old. And for me to be listening... Or it's like when you're listening to a podcast and they're like talking about something and they should obviously be talking about this other thing, but then you realize this other thing hasn't come out yet. And it like, just that time differential, like, I don't know, it makes me very uneasy that time is passing. You know, what's new? But these give me a big feeling of that because it's Bacon specifically. Like if I listen to me and Elite RE talking about something from a long time ago, I'll kill myself. I'll do it right now. Well, first of all, these are vary in structure. Now, I think these two are the same.
Irritable
Oh, it's always edited at the beginning where they're saying inflammatory things. This first year, they're going through each of their 9x9. And this format is, like, pretty bad. Because not only are they doubling up a lot of the time, and... There is a type of podcast that does this, and I think it's always a bad structure, where it's like, oh, we're going to do a top 30 video games of all time list, but we're each going to make individual lists, and we're going to go through, I'm going to do 30, then you're going to do 30. And then, like, Elite RE's number 28 is The Last of Us Part 2, because he didn't like it as much as me. And then do we talk about it at number 28, or do we talk about it when we get to number 1 on my list? It's just, like, a weird, and then... both is like bad, and it's just, I don't know, it's not a good format. But it kind of, it works when it's like, oh, when Jarkey Bacon starts talking about meta micro videos and like it's obviously not on anybody else's list, so it's like, oh, we can just talk about this whole thing now. Or even when Bacon's talking about the 2021 World Cup or whatever for rugby. Another aspect of this that is interesting is that, and I guess it's only the case in this one, where it's the podcast thing of basically it ends up being Jarkey Bacon explaining this video and trying to explain why it's cool. And that's fun to watch, and it always has been. The Super Eye Patch Wolf podcast, which I did watch a lot of in like when I was in like high school. Listen to it. I'm pretty sure it was only on Apple Podcasts. The Let's Fight a Boss podcast. A lot of the time, the most interesting parts was always Super Eye Patch Wolf. Like, he'd consume something weird and he would explain it to his two co-hosts. And I don't know, I really like that content where it's just like, even if you don't know it, but firstly put yourself in the position of like, you're with Bacon and I've seen Metamicro videos and it's like, oh yeah, explain to them why this great video is good. Now, the better option is always, well, if they watched it, they would probably get it easier. But it's just a different type of fun. It is sort of the PCP university lecture feeling of like, oh, fuck, we're not consuming One Piece, we're just going to have it explained, like the cool aspect explained to you. And it's always very specificized for the people like that you're talking to. So that's like an interesting thing that happens in this first one. So I guess the first one is even good. Now they changed the structure here where they all choose, like they've all watched the same thing for the month, and so they've all seen it, so they can all talk about it. Also, what is this drink here, and why is it kind of brown? I don't like it. Oh my god, I remember the first part of this. I was like beating nitrous oxide in Crash Nitro or Crash Team Racing when I was watching it. The second half, though, I was definitely at work. The other thing, obviously, is the dynamic here, because you're going to be listening to these for a long time. So I think I figured out now that these two other guys are brothers, which is funny. And I guess they look kind of similar. They got sharp noses and stuff. Jarkey Bacon, he's just handsome over here. Can you believe it? Though a midget, apparently. Not as short as Elite RE, though, apparently. The dynamic they have very much feels like IRL friend dynamic. Which I've notoriously always, like, despised for media discussion. Like, I'm not going to talk to my friends about media. Like, it would just make me kill myself. Because they would be hung up on stupid things and, like, these people are just stupid. What can I say, chat? And that's why I've only ever really talked about media in my whole entire life with, like, Elite RE, Jarkey Bacon, Mr. R, and Minty, and Mia. And chat, right? Because we all sort of come at it from the same background of watching shitty YouTube videos about it. So we sort of have the same palette and the same language to describe things, etc., etc. Outside of that, it's like, I don't know. It just feels, it's just like almost impossible. And it's to the point where like it's not fun or interesting or anything. I do feel like this is the vibe here, where Bacon is sort of from the more our sphere, though sometimes this Jarkey Bacon isn't, and it's always interested me over the years. But the other two are very much online people too. It's just, they will have opinions where it's like, oh, this is like a type of internet opinion that I've heard, but I've never actually seen somebody have, but they have it so like unabashedly that it's interesting. I should have written down examples. The anime thing, they do it a lot, which is funny because I do the like, oh, anime sucks thing, but I'm on like the third layer of anime sucks thing. But there is like 3 layers to it, where layer 1 is like Gigic anime sucks thing, where he's just like being self-aware, so when somebody calls him weird, he can be like, yeah, anime is weird, bro, it's lame. So he can get around like being embarrassed about it. Then there's sort of like this layer 2, like criticism of anime thing, which I would say Bacon's friends here are on a lot, where they're like, anime, you know, overly expository, it's... Now these are all things Bacon does say too. So that's not to single them out. Jarkey Bacon's guilty of it too. But it's other things like that, like anime doesn't takes itself too seriously, and then doesn't take, and then like, how can you take it seriously? And the flashback thing is something they bring up specifically in Ranking of Kings here as like a criticism, which is just like ridiculous. And then there's like, it's just like these like sort of, it's almost like Plague of Gripes type criticisms. If anybody's seen that Naruto video, where it's sort of like, well, there was a shift on the internet to say that like flashbacks were bad writing, and like, oh, you should just like, it's almost like a show don't tell thing where, oh, you're just gonna show the flashback rather than have it naturally appear in the narrative or something, and sort of valuing that for no reason. There's a lot of opinions like that, which makes it somewhat frustrating sometimes. It's worse. It's obviously worse when it's like something you like. Like, even Chainsaw Man's anime here. And then I had to remind myself that they were talking about the Chainsaw Man anime. I'm like, yeah, the fucking anime sucks, you know? Why would anybody like Why would anybody like Chainsaw Man if they'd only seen the anime? Which is something I talk about all the time. And they were shitting on, like, the directing and stuff, which was very funny. So the dynamic is interesting. It's also, like, mutually positive. Like, the three of them like each other, which is also very weird as, like, a friendship group to me. Like, I feel like if my friends were forced to do this, like, we would all just, like, be fighting and telling each other to kill each other immediately. Kill themselves immediately, I should say. Oh my god, Jarkey Bacon edited this in. I probably didn't see this because it was in my pocket when I was watching it. They were criticizing this for being bad animation because it was all slidey, and I was like, kind of true. But also, no. So that was funny. The Anything Anywhere All at Once, Lightyear, The Boys. Oh, they love The Boys. And also, a lot of their criticisms sometimes was, like, baffling because they also liked Arcane. And I'm like, this is, like, everything you're saying is, like, so much worse than Arcane. But you guys, like, had Arcane as your number one. And I was like, that's disgusting. Oh, and also, we got to the beginning of this. And there's, like, a preview of them where I'm like, oh, no, they're going to, like, say Scarlet and Violet is, like, the worst game ever. And then they just talk about it, like, positively for the whole time. I was like, were they talking about Legends Arceus? Did they hate that one at the beginning? That was also interesting. It's also, because the dynamic is, like, at some point I was like, is the dynamic that they all just, like, think the same thing all the time? Which I thought was interesting. And I was like, oh, is Jarkey Bacon just convinced them of all of his talking points? That's kind of an interesting fan group. But then we get to this one, and it's just, oh, there's also a fourth guy here sometimes. And they're just, like, shitting on Vinland Saga for being boring in Season 2. And I'm like, oh my god, Jarkey Bacon definitely hasn't gotten through to all of them because they hate it, which is very funny. Now, I swore there was a fourth guy, and he was the guy that was talking about how he had to watch all of Season 1 too. But now I'm learning that I have to retcon it to be one of the other guys, which is crazy. Because that fourth guy is going to be here and the costume's here. Also, the costuming is pretty funny. This is the fourth guy. Look at Jarkey Bacon sitting here. I think I've only up to the Mario part here. I haven't watched the rest of this. Oppenheimer, we better hate on that. Oh, and also at the end of the 2022 one, they do a difference between enjoyed and quality or something, and I was rolling on the floor. I was like, no, Jarkey Bacon, I will not allow you to have this distinction. So ultimately, I would say these are very entertaining watches. I think the only audience for this potentially is the Jarkey Bacon audience, though. And I've somehow only had this epiphany recently, but I'm like, literally every YouTube video either succeeds or dies because of its title, and you've got to figure out how to make it like a dumb title. And these are just descriptive titles, which like never work. Which I'm like shocked that because on the especially on my second channels, I've always been like, well, I want to clearly label that this is an Attack on Titan chapter 133 chapter review, and I want that in the title. But obviously, the better idea is to never put that in the title, and like either to pick up the chapter review audience, you either just count on them recognizing the image as recent and the video comes out relative to the chapter coming out so they can infer that it's about the new chapter and click on it. But the goal is obviously to, like, trick people into clicking on it. Because if you look at, like, our chapter reviews doing nothing, and then you look at Sufferance or whatever, and, like, everyone is, like, Chainsaw Man huge bombshell dropped, and then it's just images from the most recent chapter, and he's got, like, 50,000 views or whatever, 23K. It's like, well, obviously that's what we should be doing. And we kind of try to do a compromise where it's like, oh, we'll have, like, something funny in the first little bit. But usually that something funny is, like, referring to something that happens in the review, which is also not good. So if Jarkey Bacon titled those, like, Vinland Saga Season 2 fucking sucks, and then had just a picture of one of his friends, and them with an angry face, then it was like, oh, this might get 1,000 views. But, I don't know, it's interesting like that. But we're going flat. So watch those Jarkey Bacon podcasts. I think that's mostly what I had to say, I think. Some of the criticisms were frustrating, but it was an entertaining watch, and I liked the format. And the dynamic is interesting. Now, we've got to get out of here, chat. My goodness, we had 5 viewers. They were all enthralled by my Jarkey Bacon talk. I'll think about these top 10 ideas. I'll probably list them all out when I go inside instead of working on videos and stuff. I was so good at working on videos yesterday, chat, but then I fell asleep tonight and decided to stream, so that's all fallen by the wayside. It's nearly halfway through the month and there's been no uploads, goddammit. I could probably definitely get a footy ENT one up before the 14th, but we'll see if that actually happens. I don't know when I'll stream again. I got a busy next, 3 days. So I'm not sure, and I want to come up with better ideas. I just promised to stream, so I did it. And I think that's just about it. Look forward to our great Star Wars discussion that'll be out any second. Right, Elite RE? What an idiot.